Come on, Cleveland. Come on. Come over here. Come on in. Where's your walk? Come over. Then you're gonna limp back. You walk over, but you're limping back.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody move.
We are in a state of emergency.
Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
Dragon Manifest. Welcome to the Realist Tip on Earth, Dragon Manifest.
Thank you for having me, brother. This is an honor. I've been watching you for at least a couple years now.
Yes, sir.
From the first time I got hip to your channel, I've been hooked ever since. I'm always looking out for new videos. I mean, when I first saw your channel, I said, oh, this is an ancestor that has most definitely returned. Yes, most definitely. This is not a new ancestor. This is an old ancestor. You could hear, you could feel the ancestors through you. You know, most people probably say, what is he talking about?
Right.
They don't get it. You gotta be on that level.
Where the hell you been?
I was friends.
What friends? Friends like Scatter? What did I tell you about him, boy? You stay around him and you'll wind up in county or in a car.
It's because of Scatter that we pay our bills. It's because of him that we can keep this house.
If keeping this house means you working for that man, I don't need this damn place. Get your things and get out!
Mama, will you just listen, please?
You told me you stopped working for Scatter. You lied to me.
I'm doing all of this for you. Why don't you get that?
Don't give me that. You're doing it for yourself.
Mama, please, stop.
Mary Ellis becomes the first of the divas to offer the world her singular sound. And she does just that on Southern Gal.
Everybody who is black and interested in black people, let us sit down and find out how we can get together in one direction against one enemy and accomplish this job overnight.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. This is Dusty Basement Studios, and we approve of this message.
We are in a state of emergency.
Wrote a song about it, like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
I keep it real.
What you?
Cause I keeps it real like this.
Talking about not falling into the teacher trap, not falling into the website trap. So today, what teachers can you learn from? We just told you that the Akawu tells you that we're all a great teacher at the same time. So who are you going to learn from? You're going to learn from brothers like Sa-Neter. You're going to learn the positives and negatives from brothers like Sa-Neter. You're going to learn the positives and negatives of people like Brother Polite. The positives and negatives of people like Sarah Sutanseti. You're going to learn from Maurice Muhammad, Taalik Ibn'rad. You're going to learn from Nettercat. You're going to learn, you definitely going to learn from King Noble. You definitely going to learn a little something from Brother Daku.
We are in a state of emergency.
Wrote a song about it, like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
I keep it real.
What dear?
Cause I keeps it real like that.
Self, and you don't realize it. You don't realize it that God has been imprisoned. The devil was able to imprison God. So right inside your own self, your God self has been imprisoned, and you have a false sense of self running rampant inside the temple. This is why, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We have to bring reality's temple here on earth. Reality's temple here on earth. Because
yes, sir.
We have to realize the enemy is running rampant inside this temple, and we have to recover.
Laws and things on paper that say if you do this,
we're going to punish you by incarcerating you, and you break them, and you're dumb enough to get caught, then you're just dumb.
All right. Shout out to Reality's Temple in the building. Well, just for myself, I got to get him on here, man. You talk about somebody polarizing. Whoa. that brother is I'll leave that alone. Shout out to the brother though. Just
Gomane. Assemble the people, Gomane. We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions.
How do you guys feel about Terry frowning like that with her album? You guys' album coming?
She cute.
She think she's cute?
That's all I got to say.
She
crew.
Terry thinks she's cute, huh?
Thanks, hon.
She came out with a different attitude after
Don't
that.
look like no nothing to me.
That's old school. Life has changed. I want the red.
Wait, what was that Mr. T did in Rocky? What was that, Rocky 3? Was it Rocky 3? Put them criminals on my face!
There we go. I don't have a lot to say. Come to see Terry. That's Terry, Cindy, and Rona.
I trust that feeling. Does anybody have any questions of me before I get out of here? Let's see what you guys are saying. What's up, Soul Sister Rona? Hey, Taalik. I'm the brother that did Mike Jackson in Tunica, Mississippi. Hey, now. Hello to Terry. Respect. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.
Come to see Terry. That's Terry, Cindy, and Rona. It's Terry.
It's important for the black youth especially to know that we did have a history and that we did great things and that we had great people, and those things were not in the history books when I was in school. And what I'd like to be doing 5 years from now is attempting to rewrite the history books so that they'll know that.
Okay, thank you for donating to my uncle
Taalik, I appreciate it, and I know that my family appreciate it because he's been in our lives for years now. So, yeah. And I just want to say thank you because, yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, and we love you guys. Mwah. Bye. Bye. He's forever and always. He's forever and always. He's forever and always.
Hi, my name is Deborah Kennedy. I live in Texas, and I listened to Taalik's video regarding failure of prayer and God's so-called promises. Things. I was just elated. I thought it was just very insightful, and I commend you all for putting something out there like that. That we lean too much on what we're told somebody else is looking out for us. And we have philosophies or teachings like that, and we're supposed to be developing that in ourselves. And I appreciate Taalik's his powerful delivery. You don't need to call if you're busy, but I just want to pass that along. I was very impressed. Thank you so much. You take care now. Peace and love.
Hey, Uma! Not to be popular. It's just I'm inspired by my brother, that reality Temple's brother, the most powerful voice on the internet, that reality Angel Snubbing Up 7. That's right, brother. I'm calling you out, brother. I'm building you. I'm putting you out there, brother. I'm shouting you out. That's my inspiration.
We want to make sure that we're not just working to be first, but we're working to be right. A lot of times there are situations when things are just happening so fast. It's always important to be fast, but we always want to be right.
And that is Brother Taalik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. You know, he's doing good work, and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
By Brother Angel Snubbing Up 7 at the Reality Temple. And to give props to him, because I listened to all of Angel Snubbing Up 7's videos. I think that he comes from a different angle, and there's a powerful message in a lot of the videos that he put out, and I try to catch all of them. I look at him as a free thinker and a person that's willing to challenge those of which he don't agree with or which he may think differently from, and I really respect him for that. He's challenged KNBS, and he has also challenged the black supremacy movement as well. And I have nothing against that, because that which cannot be challenged cannot stand, and will not stand, and will not survive the test of time. How many challenges we can withstand will determine how long we will be able to stand.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody.
We are in a state of emergency.
Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
Real.
What, dear?
Cause I keeps it real like that. I keeps it real.
things that make you go, you know, these aren't jokes, these are thoughts, these are things that make you say.
In recent days, we've been talking about the welfare system. And when I talk about the welfare system, it is not my intent to make mockery or to degrade or humiliate anyone that truly needs to take advantage of this benefit or this privilege. I am a child of this welfare system. So why would I make mockery or degrade or seek to humiliate anyone who truly finds need of this benefit that you will not find in other countries? To my knowledge, the United States of America is rare. That you could go to that country, as long as you can cross the border, that country would give you this type of benefit. I believe this was first started during the Roosevelt administration, a part of his New Deal package. It was designed to help the widows of fallen soldiers who died in America's wars. Designed to help an aging population, senior citizens. Meant to help the mentally handicapped, physically handicapped. In and of itself, I truly feel as though that was good. Also, that is a function of government to take care of its citizens. I think the United States should be applauded for making this kind of effort, because the government don't have to do nothing, as they do nothing in many countries around the world. However, our problem is that you're always going to have those who will take advantage of the system. There are many well-bodied people in this country who are receiving government assistance. They make no attempt to do nothing for themselves, and they have become comfortable with the little government assistance provided to them. I'm not going to tell you that myself, being raised on government assistance, but also as an adult, there have been times when I found myself in need of assistance. However, for me, if I can work, government assistance is not acceptable. I want to work so I can buy a new car. I want to work because I want to get a new house. I want to be able to go to the store and just buy anything I feel like I want. I just want to do. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. But for many, the few crumbs handed on the table, that is acceptable. I heard a congressman from Tennessee who made a comment, and many people were very angry. But his comment was to the effect that he doesn't like welfare because it makes people lazy. And he was not even making reference to black people. He was talking to a redneck population in the state of Tennessee. And the people he was talking about, I don't even think black people even live there. I would go to concur with his conclusions. When you are given something, you don't have no respect for its value because you did not have to earn it. You didn't have to work for it. It was given to you. Everything in my life I've ever got, I had to work for. Nobody gave me a car. Nobody gave me $1,000 free money. Nobody gave me nothing. And so when I made $1,000, when I got my first car, it was mine. I worked for it. I earned it. And I understand what it took in order to get that $1,000, in order to buy that car. So we have people who have grown comfortable with having nothing. Now, the other side of the coin are those who are materialistic, comfortable in poverty, and then there are those who go to the extreme and want more money, more material things that they could ever use in a lifetime. These are both places that you don't want to be. In life, there should be balance. Somebody always tried to make mockery of me because I say I am not a savior. I'm not a Superman. I'm not a savior. I'm not a Messiah. I'm not God. I present an idea. I present a plan. I offer a vision. If you want to do it, let's do it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to fight for you and you don't want to do nothing for yourself. You cannot help those who don't want to help themselves. Right now, there are jobs going unfulfilled, unfilled. There's a lot of opportunity than ever before right now. And there are those on government assistance because they have become comfortable, will not take advantage before things change and do better because they are comfortable with the crumbs. We as a people are comfortable with the crumbs, the welfare that was given to us by our ancestors, like Dr. King, and we do nothing. We don't appreciate Dr. King. There are those who are living off the benefits of Dr. King who make mockery of him and the civil rights movement. But the only reason why they are able to do and speak and do what they do is because of the life and the death of Dr. King and those like him. The few thousand, maybe a million, who decided enough is enough. And they spoke truth to power, not on a computer, but they actually went out to face the enemy one-on-one. How do you speak truth to power hiding behind a computer? Dr. King and those in the civil rights movement actually fought and faced the Peckerwood one-on-one. So you see, we don't want to do anything in 2021 because many of us, we are comfortable getting government assistance and we are able-bodied. There's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with your hands, your feet, your health, your age. There's nothing wrong with you. Except you have allowed yourself to be comfortable having nothing, being nothing. We are a people in this country. We have done nothing to help ourselves and progress since the 1960s. We are happy living off the bones and the scraps that was given to us from the civil rights movement. We should be shamed. And the reason is because we have not earned anything. I really wish Dr. King and the descendants of the people that actually fought for civil rights, those were the only people that were eligible for civil rights and affirmative action. And those people whose family did not participate shouldn't get nothing. But that's not how it goes. So you got me messed up. You think I'm going to go out, spend my money, sacrifice, might get shot, might get bit by dogs. So a group of pitiful ass welfare recipient, loser ass people, they're going to benefit from my work. I learned from Dr. King, don't do it. I learned from Malcolm, don't do it. I learned from the Black Panther Party, don't do it. Let them suffer. You don't want to fight for yourself. What do it look like for me standing up, sacrificing my life for you? And we teach our children nothing. They barely know soul history. They barely know black history. We don't teach our children nothing. They have no pride. We've done nothing. We built no buildings. We control nothing. We're just a bunch of consumers, welfare recipients. A bunch of dogs waiting at somebody's table, an Arab table, an Asian table, a European table. And then when you get around other slaves, you want to huff and puff like you bad. Sit your happy ass down. You don't impress nobody. Go down to the corner and get you a beer with your EBT card. That's what's wrong with the welfare system. It makes us comfortable. And we don't want to do nothing. We don't want to better ourselves. The benefits from the civil rights movement was just passed on to us. And we're lazy and trifling. And we do nothing to make it better for our own children. It would be about 30 more years and the civil rights movement would be 100 years old. And we've done nothing to progress except being a people, a bunch of losers in a pig pen fighting over the last cob of corn. You and I, we should be ashamed. But that's how it is when you don't earn nothing yourself, living on welfare.
Go pop it for a plan, pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a plan, drop it for me.
In the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. Many of us, we live in the United States of America, or the United Snakes of America. We were born and raised here. Our people have been here for generations. And we know that our nation that we are citizens of, we know, in fact, we are even taught in school about this nation that we live in. We know that this nation assassinate democratically world leaders. We know this. We know that they participated in something called the Trail of Tears, where Native Americans were forced and removed from their homelands hundreds and hundreds of miles to desolate places to suffer. Many of them died on this path. We know that this country became wealthy due to over 300 years of involuntary servitude by those called African Americans or black people or Negro or colored or soul brothers and sisters. We know this. And even after chattel slavery, they created something called Jim Crow, which was over 100 years. We know that this nation has done very little to stop and put to an end something we call police brutality. They do very little to stop what we call, or what we know of as, poverty. We know that this nation goes to war to steal the resources and the cheap labor of other nations. We know that this country is guilty of environmental destruction. We know that this nation has sterilized its own citizens regardless of color. We know this. And the list goes on and on. But yet, there was something called 9/11, and the nation rose up to cry and to feel pity and start another war against those of whom we know probably retaliated against this nation for what it has done to them all around the world. We cry. We're going to defend ourselves, and we know that our nation is wrong. We are the patriots. We are the peace lovers, and we defend wrong. And so this nation, as long as it has been in existence, continue to do wrong, because peace lovers, regardless of religion, Christians or Jews or Muslims or whatever, or so-called good people, we stand with those who do wrong, and it never stops. And we wonder, when we pray to our gods that don't exist, why does evil and wickedness continue? Because you are a good person, so-called good person, a peace lover, and you defend those who are wrong simply because You are proud of your nation. You are proud of its evil. You are proud of its wickedness. And you won't put your nation in check when your nation is wrong. You side with the victimizer. You side with the perpetrator. And you want to go to war and kill those of whom this nation has done wrong. In our community, the black community, or soul community, or however you want to call it, we side with wrong because we like certain people, because we feel sorry for certain people. Elijah Muhammad, they defend Elijah Muhammad for exploiting his own female followers, cheating on his wife, and making these children by these women he was old enough to be their great grandfather. And this is justified. They defend this wrong in the never-ending exploitation of women and girls. We defend wrong because we like Elijah Muhammad. He's divine. He's a savior. He's whatever. Some of these people defend Malachi York, who in a court confessed to being a pedophile and sexually molesting over 30 children, and many of those children was his own flesh. And there are those who will talk about how good he is and wonderful and he changed my life and all this other nonsense. What about the children that this man raped? These young women that Elijah took advantage of. Nobody gives a damn about the victim. Bill Cosby, another confessed rapist. He confessed, I did put those chemicals in that drink. I did put this woman in a state where I had relations with this woman and there was nothing she could do about it. And there are those who stand up with Bill Cosby, who is a rapist. And you wonder and you question and you make mockery and you degrade. Some of you would even kill for Elijah Muhammad. You would kill for York. You would maybe even kill for Cosby. And we know that you go to war and you fight and you will die for this nation that has done evil to its own citizens, and who knows what they have done around the earth. The good people, the peace lovers. So I have been receiving comments on my board, and even Eldridge Muhammad, of whom we believe is the faceless troll, Alquan, come to our platform and tell me of how I'm abusive to women and how it's wrong for me to defend myself against women who are in the wrong. Angel Snub 7 does not go out seeking to hurt people. Angel Snub 7 does not go out trying to seek and hurt people. I have a right to defend myself. You offer and will show no evidence that Angel Snub 7 carries hate or malice, jealousy or envy. There's no reason for me to go around trying to hurt people. I have a right to defend myself. I have a right to my opinion. And that's what we do. No more, no less. It's not personal. It's never personal. So we have an individual and a group of people, and this individual of whom I thought was part of my team because they were seeking fame and fortune and praise, when I was disrespected, somebody who helped them get where they were at in order to get the attention of larger platforms, so we think they're larger, they decided to side with those people when I came to the platform just to speak my opinion and was disrespected. They sided with that platform against me. They sided with this woman called Nepal when she disrespected us because she didn't want to get on Nepal's bad side. She wanted to be able to enjoy the larger platform, seeking praise and fame. Who gives a damn about your friend who supports you to help you get where you're at? In fact, help you, took care of you for years. Then she became friends with another person who also nobody would have known if not for this platform, and gave them a voice. But because both of them suffer from trauma and they have some type of bias or hatred towards men, period, I stated some words and they accused me of something I did not do. Accused me of making mockery of their abuse, of which is a lie. I was not talking about them. I only responded to their talking points, but I was not talking about them personally. But when you suffer from accusatory behavior and paranoia, that's the result. So they brought me onto the platform and they bashed me and slandered me, defamed my character for 3 hours. These persons. I showed no malice. I did not defend myself. I did not make a big issue when the person of whom I thought was part of my team, when they did not stand and defend me against this Jezebel called Nepal Shaddai. I did not make a big issue out of it. Then they turn around and two people of whom I helped put back on the map, give them a voice. They both teamed up for 3 hours and slammed me, defamed me. And you know something? I still didn't do anything. I have a right to defend myself against false accusations and allegations, and that's what I done. But then they decided to cross the line when they went out and recruited a demon they knew was my ultimate enemy. Somebody of whom, because of their words, I have now come to learn that that person raped me. They verbally abused me and they stole my money and they continued to try to slander my name and spread lies. So again, I have the right to defend myself. And the ultimate evil of the frosting on this cake is that you have a person that you supported like that. They call you a devil because you defend yourself. They call you a devil because you put out in the world and expose them for the traitor and the backstabber that they really are. And they call you a devil. They call me a devil. At the same time, they praise Jesus. But they use a phone that I bought, a computer that I bought, sitting in a chair that I bought. Jesus ain't bought you a damn thing. Yahweh, Yashara, none of these gods or none of your friends, new friends, gonna buy you a damn thing. and they attack me using my phone and my computer, a chair that I bought. But I don't have the right to defend myself. So you have all these suckers. They feel sorry for these people because they thought that they had something that would bring, what's the word I'm looking for? Bring something that I could not come back from. And if it was true, I could not. But when you are a lie, when you're telling lies, it's a whole different ball game. It's lies, a piece of paper, a police report that anybody can make and say anything, no evidence, no witness to back up the police report. And then they bring other crap that they got from a mental evaluation that I posted online myself. They don't have nothing. I've done nothing to them. A bunch of ungrateful ass bastards. And now they get beat down so bad and they look terrible, and they should look terrible. They should look like they are the demons. They are the Jezebels that they call others. And y'all dumbass suckers, you run around here and you make them feel good because you defend them in their wrong. They have no evidence. The evidence is weak. Slander, take what they say on face value, a bunch of lies. And y'all are the peaceful ones. You are the defenders of wrong. So they think they right. Just like we defend America, we defend Elijah Muhammad and Bill Cosby and other rapists and pedophiles and other wicked people because for some reason you feel sorry for this group of people because they women. They supposed to get their ass whooped when they wrong. You're making false accusations. You're telling lies. They're supposed to get their ass whooped. They're supposed to suffer the consequences for doing wrong. You'll discipline your children. You'll turn around and discipline your children for doing wrong. So that makes you a hypocrite. But when it's somebody you like, somebody you feel sorry for, no, you was just hoping that they could smash Angel Snub 7. And they failed. And they failed miserably. These people, these persons are not even on my level. I am created. I am on the level of government and nations. They are tiddlywinks. They're tiddlywinks. Not really even worth my time. Well, if they're not worth your time, why you keep bothered? Because I can and I will. I have a right to defend myself. And I stop when I feel like I want to stop. You can go to hell. You don't tell me what to do. But because I am a God, God has mercy even on those who would come against God. They say that Allah, they say that Jesus are merciful and compassionate. But it makes me wonder, why I always got to be the bigger person? What about my hurt? What about my pain? What about what they done to me? What about what I went through? Oh, that's ignored. Who gives a damn about the backstabbing and the betrayal that I suffered? A person stealing from me, verbally abused me, and a dingbat raped me, and then you go on the internet trying to slander and defame my name. Y'all a bunch of hypocrites. You're a bunch of suckers. The hell with what y'all talking about. I will determine when it's over. I will determine when the ass whooping stop. I don't give a damn about what y'all talking about. You can kiss my ass, matter of fact. You can kiss my ass. But I am merciful. And these people are tiddlywinks. And frankly, they become very, very boring because lies and slander, your weak ass evidence, none of that can stand. We smashed the hell out of them. We won the war and the battle before it could even get started. When you stand on wrong, you stand on a weak foundation. And now they look so silly, scratching their head. What happened? What happened? What happened was you put your faith in somebody. You did not investigate them. You don't know nothing about them. You thought they had something on me. And the only thing they had was a bunch of lies and speculation, gossip. You decided to form a partnership with a liar. And now they got you out here looking so damn silly. But since nobody's going to tell you that you're wrong, you're going to continue to walk in the path of darkness. And you're going to continue to live and be part of the demons of darkness. And that's your problem. We represent the light. And we're going to continue to move in the light. And we're going to continue to elevate ourselves and progress ourselves. And if the people listen, we can change this condition that the soul brothers and sisters find themselves in. We can change this nasty condition we find ourselves in once and for all. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. I'm the mighty one, as our soul brother, Don Cornelius, used to always say, as in parting, I wish us love, peace, and soul. And we are Audi 5000.
Free your mind.
Alrighty then. You tell me if you have noticed the same thing or the same behavior that I've noticed or observed when you are socializing or interacting with those claiming to be pro-black, black Muslim, black Hebrew, black something, something or other, whatever. It's so much of this blackety black stuff, I'm going back to Africa. I'm going to planet black, whatever. There's a recurring theme within their narrative, and most of them can agree. They say and they teach us and they proclaim that the white man is the devil. There was a clip, I don't know whether it was Louis Farrakhan or Brother Malcolm, but there was an old clip where they were charging the white man with being the greatest murderer on the earth. Charging the white man with being the greatest rapist, killer, all types of atrocity, including being a liar. But if you notice, sometimes the white man, even though they call him being a liar, certain things they embrace by the liar, the white man. If somebody is the greatest liar, so you say, then why do you embrace some of the things that he talks about, such as far as I'm concerned, the moon landing is a hoax. The moon landing is fake, as far as I'm concerned. I see too many, I see a lot of flaws, something about this white man, especially this American Caucasian, who is the greatest liar on the planet. Something is telling me that this space landing crap never happened. It was staged like a movie. But when you are in the Nation of Islam and they are taught that the moon was once part of the earth and that one of the black scientists tried to blow the earth up, and that's the story itself don't make any sense. But the reason why the earth is out there is because it was blew off with some type of explosive. And the white man reports that when he was on the moon, it smelled like some kind of explosive, some kind of dynamite or whatever. So the white man's lie fits the narrative of this story. So his lie can be accepted by the Nation of Islam because it verifies their teaching. The reason why I am mentally ill is because the white man said I was. The greatest liar on the planet. The man who have locked many brothers and sisters in jails and prisons all over this country, innocent. Over punishment. But they don't like you. So what the white man say about you must be true. If that's the case, the white man called Malcolm X a racist. If that's the case, the white man said that black people have a low IQ. That's true. That you a bunch of monkeys. Using Africa with a tail swinging around up in trees. If you're going to believe the white man, believe it all. All this picking and choosing because you mad because somebody hurt your feelings. I am so happy to get those type of people away from me, away from us. I am so happy for the heavens that we have experienced the purge. These people don't have a leg to stand on. And they claim to have truth. But their truth is weak. And so when they learn and begin to express their so-called truth, of which is weak, like many of us, backed in a corner, we turn to lies. We begin to outright lie. There's a brother, so-called brother, fake-ass Negro. We know him as Brother Bakari. He ain't nobody's brother. Fake-ass Pan-African. You know he's a fake-ass Negro when he has no problem skinning and grinning in the face of our favorite neighborhood Arab, African, bald-headed, Pan-African sewer rat, Guy Nollywood Jr. He lies, telling people I called his mother a liar. You're a damn liar yourself. You're a liar. Come and prove it. I never said nothing like that. I don't know your mother. His claim is his mother actually took a trip to Africa and she visited some of the old slave ports in Africa somewhere. So this makes her African. And I said, just because you visited Africa don't make you an African. Because you visited. No, your mother, like many of us, we have been misinformed. You're not an African. We're not Africans. And there's nothing that you can say or do can prove. You can get all the research and the scholarship you got. You cannot prove it. Then he goes on to say that I made mockery or something of his biracial child. I don't represent race. Why would I care? Guy Nollywood and y'all bitch-made Pan-Africans, you're the one concerned with race. Biracials are not acceptable to them in pro-blackness. Don't bother me at all. So you need to take that and speak to them about it. In order to be a so-called African, in order to call yourself a so-called Aboriginal, you must be pure. And even your own DNA test, fake-ass, bogus DNA test, tell you you're not pure nothing. You're not pure. In order to be or claim to be some kind of African, which Africa is a continent, I don't know what the hell an Aboriginal is, what tribe you trying to be, because ain't no Africans, ain't no Aboriginal people claiming none of y'all suckers, none of you. You're the only one that talk like this. No Africans are talking like this. Where are their YouTube channels? Where are the Aboriginal YouTube channels talking about we connected to these Americans that's lost? Only you. They don't want to claim you. You don't belong to them. That's why they're not claiming you. You are not in their history. There's no African nations that teach their people about some long-lost relatives living in America. You're not in their history at all, period. You're not in Aboriginal history, nowhere. Why? Because you're not them. Because you're not CC. What is a CC? Sissy? CC. What is your connection to them? You can show none. If you had a connection to them, it would be real easy. You could show us your relative in Africa. You can't. You can show us your relative within the Aboriginal peoples that's here. You cannot do that. Only thing you can do is lie and make false claims and believe. That's all you can do. They always ignore the breeding farms. They always ignore over 300 years of intermixing with various dark-skinned people. Ignore the fact that the European raped us, our people, for hundreds of years. Just going to ignore the fact that we continue to voluntarily mix with other folks. How are you going to take that out of the equation? You cannot take that out of the equation. Because they ignore that. If they add it to the equation, because it exists, then it changes their narrative. They can't continue to promote their lie. It's all lies. What is your contribution to their history? You have no contribution. They don't mention you. Because if you gave contribution to their history, you would be in their history books. We're not in their history books, and I don't want to be in their history books. I have no problem with being brand new. I have no problem with being unique. I have no problem being special. I don't mind being who and what I am, no matter where I come from. I don't need somebody to tell me I'm some kind of king, queen, I'm a god. I don't need that. I'm perfectly happy to accept wherever I come from. There are many of you that come from bad households. Your parents was on crack. You came from poverty. You came from bad places. But you overcome all those things. And look where you are now. From where you come from. It don't make any difference because I am a child of a sharecropper, a descendant of slaves. That don't mean nothing. That's just a place where we origin. We don't have to stay there. The problem would be if we stay in the poor condition where we come from. That's when we have a problem. I'm proud to be a so-called American Negro. I'm proud of my ancestors, Dr. King, Harriet Tubman, George Washington Carver, Mary McLeod Bethune, and the list goes on and on. I'm proud of us, my grandparents, my mother, my father. I'm proud of us.
Things that make you go, you know, these aren't jokes, these are thoughts, these are things that make you say.
I was watching the national news, and many of you who do watch the national news, you will learn, you will know from watching these broadcasts that the President of the United States, who is now Joe Biden, decided to pull U.S. troops out of this place called Afghanistan. And as soon as he made this announcement, the men who are the rebels or the fighting force who were in opposition of U.S. occupation, they began to hurry their activities in order to take control of their land. I want to make very, very clear, and many of you already know this, as I do not advocate religious dogmatism. But what I find amazing in these men, regardless to their religious beliefs, what I find in them is they have this drive. They have this courage. They have been fighting a well-equipped superpower for over 20 years. And they have held them at bay to the point where the president now says it makes no sense to continue this because there's no benefit. Afghanistan served its purpose. It became a target for the made-up war by George Bush Jr. It has served its purpose to justify the terrorism that America spread throughout the Middle East. And these men fought hard for 20 years. So in essence, once again, the Taliban, whether you like them or hate them, no matter what you think about them, not only the United States, but these men who are the Taliban have an essence that caused them to fight their enemy to the death. And they continue to win, despite challenging superpowers. I believe Russia also was in Afghanistan at one time. And now America turned tail, and those who supported American occupation, they fear for their lives, and they crowd the airport trying to get on a plane. It's a hell of a time now. The puppet government that America set up is gone, it's destroyed. Wow! Woo! Man. So the question that is raised is, why can't the black man, who is supposed to be the provider and the protector of us in this country, our communities, us in this nation, why can't the black man, why can't we fight with those who fought with us or fight with us like the Taliban, regardless to the fact that they are challenging a superpower? They went on and did what men have to do. Now, I speak to these men. They make mockery of what we call Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. They don't want to do it. They laugh, giggle like little children, But when you tell them, well, let's fight like the Taliban. Oh, okay, we can't do that either. Can't do that either. So what does this tell us about soul brothers? What does this tell us about the American male Negro? Now, most of them have already fought in the white man's war. They've already fought in Afghanistan. They fought in Iraq. They fought in Vietnam. They fought all over the world for their oppressor, but they won't fight for themselves. Explain that to me. Explain it to me. Now, it shows cowardice. It shows being a yellow belly, a sissy. Now, we have two men. This brother here, Brother Gavin Long, and the other brother, Michael Johnson. They're no longer here with us. But there was a time during the Obama administration, I believe, there was a constant on the news that somebody black, a soul brother or sister, was being gunned down and hurt. And these men, without an organization, as lone wolves, decided they couldn't take it no more, somebody got to pay the price. So these brothers who have a military background, they went out and they took revenge for the lives of soul brothers and sisters in this country, and nobody praised them. Nobody recognized them even today, even these pro-blackity black, Pan-African, whatever the hell they want to call themselves. Nobody recognized them, because if you recognize them, you're going to have to be like them, and you're too damn scary and a sissy and a yellowback to be nothing like these brothers. Our sister, Frederica Whitfield, she was on CNN, and I remember watching a broadcast, and she sort of hinted that it was sort of brave what Michael Johnson done, and the Caucasians and patriotic Negroes and folks got upset over her words, because she saw a brother. He stood up, and again, whether you like it or not, he took it in his own hands. I'm going to avenge the deaths of these black men and women out here, and nobody is doing nothing. So you may not agree with me. I'm going to take revenge. And she thought it was brave that he would take on the police department. Matter of fact, they had to use a robot to kill this brother. They were too damn scared of one man. Scared of one man. And our sister, because of her job, she had to backtrack, and she went on the air, and she had to revise her words to accommodate political correctness. She could not actually express herself that in her eyes, this man did something brave. In her eyes, this man did something brave. Other people tell us who our heroes are. Other people tell us how to think. What is right, what is wrong. I have studied my sister Terry Ellis of Invo. And throughout the years, she's so proud to be black. She wants to express her soul side. She wants to express herself as a black woman. But she knows she cannot express herself in the manner that she probably would like to, because she's in the entertainment world, and if you say the wrong thing, they will blackball you. Maybe one day, when Sister Terry, maybe one day, when Frederica Whitfield, when the men around them get some balls, our sisters and our children can stand up with a voice and don't have to worry about losing no damn job or what other people think. We would tell you who our heroes are. We would tell you who our leaders are. Farrakhan is a black leader. Jesse Jackson is a black leader. So-and-so is a black leader. I don't remember nobody asking me a damn thing. I don't remember we as a people taking a vote who our leader is. If we had a leader, why are we so damn confused in the black community? Why are we so confused going in all kinds of different directions, looking like a dog with his tail, chasing his tail? No vision, no purpose, no goal. Just out here running feral, like when you open up a gate of herd animals and all the animals just running all kinds of different directions. Nobody tell me who my hero is. This brother is a hero as far as I'm concerned. I would hope that when the time comes that I would step up to the plate. I would hope when the time comes, I would step up to the plate. I'm surrounded by a bunch of men who just want to be happy. There ain't nothing happy about oppression. Ain't nothing happy when you're discriminated against. Ain't nothing happy how we come into being, our ancestors 400 years on a slave plantation. Being brutalized, discriminated against, even to this day. We call ourselves the N-word, copying the abuser. We call ourselves Sambo and Coon and all these different things, copying the oppressor. We become what the oppressor made us to be. There are no men. When I say none, I mean none. There are no men in the soul community. If it is, prove it. This brother stepped to the plate. This brother stepped to the plate. No talk. No pretty speeches. No show. We have no men. I would hope one day that we raise up among ourselves real men, and all these sissies die off. And this black woman and these young girls finally can look up to real men around them that's willing to die for their nation, die for their women, die for their girls. Just like the Taliban, whether you like it or not, they stood for theirs. But this black man stands for nothing, and that's why he goes for anything. Prove I'm wrong. Put it in the comment section if you ain't scared.